Dear friends, thank you for inviting me to contribute this video. I'm very happy to do so. I'm particularly happy to do it on Human Rights Day, because this, of course, is that one day in the year when we commemorate the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights with its great promise to deliver on a world where everybody is free and equal in dignity and in rights. And of course, on Human Rights Day, we need to recommit to the struggle to achieve that world. In that context, standing up for the human rights of the Roma community is of critical importance. I spend my time traveling around Council of Europe member states, and time again I encountered the diverse forms of human rights abuse and violation perpetrated against members of the Roma communities. It's about hatred, anti-Gypsyism. It's about pervasive discrimination, access to hospitals or schools, non-segregated schools. It's about being pushed to the margins of society in context of a vast social prejudice against people who are or who are perceived to be members of the Roma community. It's also about such shocking practices as sterilization of women in the past and the failure to do proper justice and redress for those criminal acts. The patterns of discrimination and hatred perpetrated against Roma, of course, are not just today or the recent past. They go back into history. We have to think above all else of the Holocaust, the genocide perpetrated against Roma at the time of the Second World War. And all of this and the many other abuses that I haven't mentioned are why we need to come to terms with the past. We need to find a way of doing justice for the past. And that's why I so very much welcome the establishment of this working group. You've set yourselves a very important task, but also a very difficult one. Because to take just some issues, first, we have the fact that the problems continue. We're not dealing with something that happened and ended in the past, where we now need to do justice and wrap the thing up. No, we're dealing with issues that are as alive today as they ever were previously. We're also dealing with a situation where the perpetrator of abuse is not some narrow part of a state or of a government. It's all of us. It's all of us in the non-Roma communities, and the extent to which we have allowed our prejudices affect how we and our societies behave. There's a further challenge, that we have to recognize that programs of dealing with the past, of transitional justice, must be very local and country specific. Any attempt, and I know you're not proposing this, but any attempt at a homogenized framework of dealing with these matters across Europe is doomed to failure. And finally, and again I'm so pleased that this is a civil society driven initiative, it's essential to have civil society at the heart of the whole exercise. And by the way, when I say civil society, I mean primarily Roma civil society. Those of us who are not Roma must do far less of working for the Roma communities and much more working with the Roma communities. And it's in that spirit that I pledge to be your partner as we go forward in this struggle for human rights, in turning that Article 1 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights into a lived reality for every Roma man, woman and child on this continent. Thank you.